This is what it looks like outside right now. There is snow everywhere. It's still snowing. It's been snowing for days. It's going to continue snowing. And the high tomorrow is like 8 degrees. But inside, winter outside. Fresh veggies inside. All right. Hello, it's Chris. Chiming in to do an update on my indoor gardens, my AeroGardens. It has been about 2 weeks. So things are very different and there is a lot more growth. I will put a comparison picture here for 2 weeks ago. But so here's the farm, 24XL. I forgot to check the days. I think this is day 61. Here we have my Cajun bell plant. Look at the size of this thing. It is very full, very beautiful. And look in here. We have pepper babies, and there's a bigger one in there. I am too excited. Behind that, hard to get to and hard to see, is the mini jalapeno. It has a couple of flowers. I don't believe there are any babies yet. I have to dig in there later and see. Down here, we have 2 plants that will be moved today. This is the lemon spice that I mentioned before that I accidentally broke. Otherwise, it would be much bigger now. But it has beautiful roots. And as you can see, it is totally shaded out under these big plants. So since I have another empty unit, I'm going to move that. I'm going to move this large red cherry. And there's one back there that may be rooting, but I doubt it. On this side, we have some of the tomatoes. The Serendipity Dwarf, now flowering. Summertime green. Don't think I saw flowers on this one just yet. Oh, wait, they're starting. Right in there is where the flowers will be. Those little fuzzy things. Back there, we have the Geranium Kiss, which also, there we go, flowers, getting ready. And then we have that Sick Golden Harvest, which I just keep pulling dead branches off of, but as you can see, it is also flowering. So I need to make sure I get in there with my electric toothbrush, do some pollinating to make sure I get some tomatoes from those, and the peppers as well. Then over on this side, where I just finished doing a bunch of maintenance on some of the tomatoes I harvested. Let me show you my bowl of tomatoes. Look at that. Some of them still need to turn a bit, but I wanted to get rid of some branches that will run wild on here on my Kratky tomatoes. And if you don't know what I mean by Kratky, look back a few videos and I have a full video on how to do it and what you need. So let's go back over here. This is my Bounty Elite. This is a fairy tale eggplant. Look at that beautiful flower. Then we have a kohlrabi. Look at that. Look how it's growing beautifully above the pot. Over here we have 2 Chinese pink celeries that are doing really well and growing. Here's my new batch of lettuce in my Harvest Elite Slim. We have romaine, mostly romaine, and Marvel of 4 Seasons. And then I stuck this little tatsoi in there when I had to move it. Down here we have one of the herb gardens. That is the Thai basil, cilantro, Genevieve basil, spicy globe basil, which should be much bigger, but it's not getting enough room and light in there. Culantro, which grows very slowly, and dill. Then we have, look at this. These were not here on the last update. This is my Tiny Tim tomato. Look at all of the new babies. Look at that, so many of them. And then the Florida Petite Micro, that has some as well. Look at that, there's gonna be a ton of tomatoes. Then over here we have what I call my cheap Amazon DWC. The brand is actually Home End, HOMEND. And again, this is just a big tank. I think it's like 2.5 gallons. So you add the nutrient solution. Oh, look, roots. Fuzzy roots, air roots. When you're doing hydroponics, you will see air roots like this on the roots that are not in the water, or solution rather, nutrient solution. Totally normal. So here we have varieties of bok choy or pak choy and soy, and then there's some arugula in the back that I moved from somewhere else. Over here we have another herb garden. We have chives, thyme, parsley, more Genevieve basil, and tarragon. And then over here, this wild thing, whole bunch of thyme that I pulled inside from outside, oregano, rosemary, sage, and more thyme. Little rosemary in the middle. That one doesn't grow that much. That was an experiment from outside. The one in the AeroGarden is doing much better, but this one is surviving. It just doesn't grow much. And here we have where I have started my sweet potato slips. Now these sweet potatoes came from the grocery store. They were in my kitchen in the cabinet, and I forgot we had them. And when I looked, they had started making slips on their own. So I pulled them out, put them in water, and they are all starting to root a little bit. I saw more roots on one. I'm not sure. There we go. There's a root. It takes a while. It takes several weeks for them to really get to where you need them to be. Oh, look at that one. That one's got good roots. But the slip is barely starting. So those can be planted in the ground, and they make sweet potatoes. Last year I made my slips in dirt, and it worked out great. So this year I'm trying it a little different. Then up here, these two gardens are empty because this one held my radishes, which I harvested several days ago and just didn't add anything else. This one was kale, same thing. I ate it and haven't added anything else yet. And there's one more garden which is not being used here because I just got rid of my first batch of lettuce that was bolting. So I'm excited that I have so much going on, and I'm really excited about trying some new tomatoes inside, because so far I've only had the heirloom cherries. They're in the middle and I do love them. That's what's in the bowl, but I can't wait to try these new varieties for different taste. And my kohlrabi, I need to look up how big this should get, because we're at 57 days now, and that might be about what it says. It might be like 60 days that they say they're fully grown. I need to check and see. So I pulled out the package for my early white Vienna kohlrabi, as we see there, and it says 55 days maturity, and it says that the bulb should be about 2.5 inches diameter. I think we're there. So I'm going to harvest this baby today, and I might cook it up with some of my Asian greens down here. And I need to be sure to keep pollinating my eggplant, and I need to harvest some of this lettuce. I'm probably going to do that in a few minutes and have a salad for lunch. And yeah, so that's about it. If you have any questions about anything that I am growing here, or you need advice on getting an AeroGarden, or even how I did this, let me know. I do have a couple of videos planned, but I don't mind sticking some others in there. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.